What if the secret to rebuilding your strength wasn't in a pill or a gym, but in a $2 bean sitting quietly in your pantry? What if I told you that something as ordinary as a small, dark bean, yes, the kind you've probably walked past in the grocery store 100 times, could quietly change the way your body feels, moves, and ages? No gym, no medication, just a simple, natural food, eaten before 7 a.m. Across the world, seniors are rediscovering strength, balance, and energy not from fancy supplements or intense exercise routines, but from this one humble ingredient that science now confirms has powerful muscle-restoring properties, and it's been hiding in plain sight all along. Now I know what you might be thinking, a bean? Really? But stick with me for a moment, because what's happening here isn't magic. It's biology. It's timing. It's about giving your body what it's truly hungry for after decades of quiet strain. You see, after the age of 60, many of us begin to notice a slow decline in our physical strength. Climbing stairs becomes a chore. Getting out of a chair requires more effort. That steady feeling when you walk down the street? Sometimes it just isn't there anymore. This isn't laziness. It's not just getting old. It has a name. Sarcopenia, a natural but preventable process of muscle loss that begins as early as our 50s and speeds up with each passing year. But here's the good news. The story doesn't have to end there. Because while sarcopenia might sound like an unavoidable part of aging, new research is showing us that what we eat, especially first thing in the morning, can completely shift the narrative. Think about it. Your body has been fasting all night. Muscles are in a vulnerable, breakdown-prone state. This is the critical window when they're most open to receiving fuel, repair signals, and nutrients. And if you give them the right one, at the right time, the results can be extraordinary. So what is this forgotten food that's restoring strength and helping people feel alive again in just 2 short weeks? Well, we'll get to that in a second. But here's a little hint. It's plant-based. It's been part of traditional diets for generations, and it costs less than $2 a serving. It's not a miracle. It's muscle science, and it might just be the missing piece in your morning routine. Let's talk about something that affects almost every one of us as we age, but rarely gets talked about in doctors' offices or family dinners. It's called sarcopenia. Now that might sound like a complex, distant medical term, but it's actually something very real, very personal. You've probably felt it. It's that moment when you hesitate before climbing the stairs, when your arms feel shaky just carrying a grocery bag, when getting up from a chair feels like lifting weights, even if you haven't done much all day. That's sarcopenia. And it's not a weakness of will, it's a quiet condition that slowly robs your muscles of their strength over time. What makes it so sneaky is that it doesn't arrive with loud warning signs. It's not like a sprain or a cold. It creeps in slowly, often mistaken for just getting older. But the truth is, sarcopenia is not just aging, it's aging without the right support. By the time most people reach their 60s, muscle loss has already been progressing for years. Studies show that adults lose 3–8% of their muscle mass every decade after the age of 30, and the decline accelerates after 60. Left unchecked, this leads to fatigue, poor balance, slower recovery, and perhaps the most dangerous of all loss of independence. Now here's something most people don't realize. Exercise alone isn't enough to fight it. You can walk, lift light weights, stretch, but if your muscles aren't getting the nutrients they need to rebuild, that effort doesn't stick. It's like trying to build a house with no bricks. Muscles need fuel, real, targeted nutrition. and they need it early in the day, when your body is most ready to absorb and use it. That's where most of us have been misled. We've been told to cut back, skip breakfast, or take a vitamin and hope it works. But rebuilding strength requires more than hope, it requires strategy. And the good news? That strategy doesn't have to be expensive, complicated, or hard on your body. In fact, the most powerful tool to fight sarcopenia might already be in your pantry. You just need to know how and when to use it. In the next part, we'll uncover the simple food that's quietly becoming a secret weapon for thousands of seniors, and why eating it before 7 a.m. could be the most important thing you do all day. So, what is this mysterious food that's quietly helping seniors around the world regain their strength, balance, and energy? It's not some exotic berry or expensive powder. It's not imported or wrapped in shiny packaging. It's the humble black bean. Yes, black beans. The deep, dark little legumes that have long been a staple in kitchens from Mexico to the Mediterranean. A food so familiar, we often overlook it. But new research is showing us that it's time to give this humble bean a second look, because what it's doing for aging muscles is nothing short of remarkable. Here's why. Black beans are rich in leucine, one of the most powerful amino acids for triggering something called muscle protein synthesis. That's just a fancy way of saying they help your muscles repair, grow, and wake up, especially after a night of fasting. As we age, our bodies become less efficient at absorbing and using protein. Even when we eat well, our muscles might not get the signal to rebuild. But leucine cuts through that resistance. It acts like a spark restarting that rebuilding engine, even in older bodies that have grown stubborn over time. And unlike many protein powders or supplements that can burden the kidneys, spike blood sugar, or upset digestion, black beans are gentle and natural. They come packed with fiber, antioxidants, and essential minerals, all working together to reduce inflammation, support healthy digestion, and keep energy levels steady throughout the day. Let's pause for a moment here. Think about how many times you've tried to boost your energy with coffee, or power through fatigue with sheer will. But what if the problem wasn't your mindset or motivation? What if it was that your muscles simply weren't being fed the way they need to be? Black beans offer a slow, steady source of fuel. They don't create spikes and crashes. Instead, they deliver nutrients your body recognizes, real food your muscles trust. And the beauty of it? They're incredibly affordable. Less than $2 a serving. No fancy packaging. No long ingredient lists. Just something wholesome, simple, and surprisingly powerful. The best part? They don't just nourish your muscles, they reawaken them. In the next part, I'll show you exactly why timing matters so much, and how eating black beans at the right moment can supercharge their effect, especially for seniors who are ready to feel strong again. Here's something that doesn't get talked about enough. When you eat matters almost as much as what you eat, especially as we get older. See, your body runs on a rhythm. It's called the circadian rhythm, a natural 24-hour cycle that influences everything from your sleep to your digestion to how well your muscles repair. And in the early morning, around 7 a.m., your body is especially primed for healing. Right after you wake up, your insulin sensitivity is at its peak. What does that mean? It means your body is better at pulling nutrients like protein, amino acids, and minerals into the cells that need them most. In this case, your muscles. That window, just 30 to 60 minutes after waking, is like an open door. And if you feed your body something powerful, like black beans during this time, you're not just eating breakfast, You're activating recovery. Think of it like this. Overnight, your body goes into a mild fast. Muscles enter a state of breakdown. They're waiting hungry for a signal to start rebuilding, and black beans, with their high leucine content, fiber, and natural carbohydrates, send that signal loud and clear. And there's more, black beans also help stabilize blood sugar. For older adults, that's not just about avoiding diabetes. It's about sustaining energy, focus, and mood throughout the day. You know that mid-morning crash some people feel? The slump around 10 or 11 a.m.? That's often the result of a blood sugar spike followed by a drop. But when you eat something balanced and slow digesting, like black beans, that energy stays even and consistent. No jitters, no crashes, just clean, steady strength that carries you through your morning. And here's something else to consider. When you wait too long to eat or skip breakfast entirely, your body may start pulling energy from muscle tissue instead of fat. That means you're not just tired, you're losing strength without realizing it. So yes, timing matters. And by simply placing half a cup of black beans at the start of your day before 7 a.m., you're aligning with your body's natural rhythm, turning a forgotten food into a daily act of strength. Coming up next, I'll show you exactly how to prepare these beans the right way, so they're not only powerful, but also delicious and easy to digest. Now let's take a closer look at one of the unsung heroes inside that little black bean, magnesium. You've probably heard of it, maybe even seen it listed on a multivitamin label. But what many people don't realize, especially as we age, is just how critical magnesium is to the way your body moves, feels, and even rests. And here's the thing. Nearly 70% of older adults are deficient in magnesium. That's not just a statistic, it's a warning light on the dashboard. Low magnesium can lead to muscle cramps, stiffness, poor coordination, even restless legs at night. Ever wake up with a sudden leg spasm? Or feel unsteady for no reason when you stand up? Chances are, magnesium or the lack of it is part of the story. But here's the good news. You don't need a supplement or a prescription. Just half a cup of cooked black beans delivers nearly 30% of your daily magnesium needs. That's incredible for such a simple food. And the benefits go far beyond just avoiding cramps. Magnesium plays a key role in muscle contraction and relaxation, so your movements feel smoother, more confident. Nerve signaling improving your brain-to-body connection, which supports balance and reduces fall risk. Cell repair and energy production, meaning you recover faster from activity and feel less fatigued overall. And unlike processed foods that deplete magnesium, black beans help restore it gently and naturally. It's also worth noting, magnesium works best in partnership with other nutrients found right there in black beans too, like potassium, iron, and fiber. Together, they create a nutrient-rich foundation that supports not just muscle health, but heart function, digestion, and even sleep. Think of magnesium as the quiet strength mineral working in the background, supporting all the systems that help you move with ease and live with energy. So the next time you enjoy that small bowl of warm black beans in the morning, know this. You're not just eating, you're replenishing something your body has quietly been asking for. And in the next part, I'll show you exactly how to prepare black beans the right way for maximum benefit and minimum digestive trouble. By now, you might be thinking, okay, I'm ready to try black beans, but how do I make them easy to eat and easy on the stomach? Great question. Because the way you prepare black beans matters just as much as when you eat them. Let's start with the best method, dried black beans. If you've got a little time and patience, this is the gold standard. Simply soak them overnight in a bowl of water. You can add a pinch of baking soda or a splash of lemon juice to the water. This helps break down natural compounds like lectins and phytic acid, which can cause gas or block nutrient absorption. In the morning, drain and rinse, then simmer gently in fresh water or low-sodium broth for about 45 minutes until they're soft and creamy. No fancy gadgets, no pressure cooker needed, just a pot, water, and a little intention. But hey, life gets busy. If you're short on time, canned black beans are perfectly fine. Just be sure to rinse them thoroughly under cold water. That removes excess sodium and preservatives that can trigger inflammation or digestive upset. Now let's talk about what to eat them with. Avoid combining black beans with processed carbs, things like white toast, jelly, breakfast pastries, or sugary cereals. Why? Because those combinations can spike your blood sugar, increase inflammation, and cancel out the stabilizing effects of the beans. Instead, think in terms of synergy foods that work with the beans, not against them. Try sautéed spinach or kale for added iron and bone-supporting vitamin K. A soft boiled or poached egg for complete protein and healthy fats. Sliced avocado for potassium and fiber. Steamed sweet potatoes for slow carbs and minerals like manganese. You don't need a complicated recipe. Even just mashing black beans with a drizzle of olive oil, a pinch of sea salt, and a sprinkle of cumin or turmeric creates a warm, flavorful base for your breakfast. And here's a bonus tip. If you have dental issues, black beans are soft, easy to chew, or can be blended smooth. They work for almost any diet, vegetarian, diabetic-friendly, heart-conscious. So yes, it's simple. Half a cup, well-prepared, eaten before 7 a.m. It's not just a meal, it's a message to your body. We're rebuilding, we're waking up, we're not done yet. Next up, we'll talk about what real changes to expect in just 14 days and how your body will start speaking to you in surprising new ways. Now here's where things get exciting, because once you begin this small shift in your morning routine, you won't have to wait long to feel the difference. This isn't one of those try it for 3 months and hope for the best situations. With black beans prepared right, eaten at the right time, your body begins to respond almost immediately. Within just 3 to 5 days, many people notice something subtle but meaningful. You stand up from your chair, and it takes less effort. Your legs feel more stable. That little wobble or hesitation you once had walking across the room, it starts to fade. Then, by day 7 to 10, the changes become even more noticeable. You walk a little farther without needing to rest. Climbing stairs doesn't leave you breathless. Even those annoying nighttime leg cramps start to calm down. And best of all, you begin to feel more energy that actually lasts without relying on caffeine or naps to get through the day. But it's around day 14 that something deeper happens. You feel stronger. Not just in your legs or your grip, but in the way you carry yourself. You stand taller. You walk with more confidence. You're not overthinking every step or calculating every move. You're just moving, naturally, freely. Because your muscles aren't just surviving anymore, they're reawakening. What's behind all of this? It's your body's remarkable process of muscle protein synthesis, reactivated by the amino acids in black beans, especially leucine. Tiny tears in your muscle fibers from daily movement are being repaired faster. Your balance improves because your core muscles are engaging again. And with blood sugar now more stable, you don't get those sudden dips in energy or mood that used to hold you back. But maybe the most beautiful change of all? It's not just physical. You begin to trust your body again. There's a quiet confidence that returns when you realize, I can do this. I'm not fragile, I'm not fading, I'm rebuilding. All of that, from something as small as half a cup of beans and a little morning intention. And this is just the beginning. In the next part, we'll unlock an even more powerful duo, because when you pair black beans with one common food that's been misunderstood for years, the results multiply. Stay with me. Now that black beans are on your radar, let me introduce their perfect partner eggs. Yes, real, whole eggs. Not powdered protein, not expensive supplements. Just the simple food that's been sitting in your fridge all along, quietly waiting to prove that it never deserved the bad reputation it got. When it comes to rebuilding strength and restoring confidence in your body, black beans and eggs are a nutritional dream team. Black beans, as we've covered, are packed with plant-based amino acids, fiber, and key minerals. But they're missing a few critical pieces: bioavailable protein and healthy fats, the kind your body needs to repair muscle tissue efficiently, especially as you age. That's where eggs step in. A single egg delivers about 6 grams of high-quality, complete protein, including essential amino acids like methionine and cysteine that your body can't make on its own, but absolutely needs to rebuild and regulate inflammation. And the yolk? Far from being the villain, it's actually a treasure chest of vital nutrients for older adults. Vitamin D helps absorb calcium and strengthens bones. Choline supports brain-to-muscle communication and lowers fall risk. Selenium protects muscle cells from oxidative damage. Lutein and zeaxanthin nourish your eyes and support depth perception, which is key for balance and reaction time. When you eat eggs together with black beans, you're not just stacking nutrients, you're creating synergy. The fiber in the beans slows digestion just enough to give your body a steady release of amino acids and energy. No sudden spike, no crash, just smooth, consistent strength. It also enhances the absorption of fat-soluble vitamins like A, D, E, and K, so your body actually uses what you're feeding it. And here's the beauty: you don't need anything fancy. Just half a cup of cooked black beans and 1 or 2 soft-boiled or poached eggs. Drizzle with a little olive oil, a pinch of sea salt, maybe a sprinkle of turmeric or black pepper. Eat it warm within the first hour of waking, and you've just created one of the most powerful breakfasts you can give an aging body. If you've been avoiding eggs because of cholesterol fears, it may be time to revisit that belief. Studies now show that for most people, especially those over 60, eggs are not the enemy. In fact, regular egg consumption has been linked to greater muscle mass, better grip strength, and improved walking stability. So instead of reaching for packaged cereal or skipping breakfast altogether, reach for something your body truly understands. Beans and eggs, simple, affordable, and surprisingly powerful. And now that you've given your body the fuel it needs, there's one final step that takes these benefits to the next level. Because nutrition is only half the story. The other half is movement. Let's dive into that next. So, you've fueled your body with black beans, with eggs, with intention. Now it's time to flip the switch that tells your muscles, let's use it. See, your breakfast just gave your muscles exactly what they need: amino acids, minerals, and healthy fats to rebuild. But there's one more piece that locks it all into place: gentle movement. I'm not talking about a gym session or a hard workout. I'm talking about 10 quiet minutes of light motion right there in your living room. No equipment, no sweating. Just a gentle signal to your nervous system that says, we're awake, we're rebuilding, we're back in business. And science backs this up. A 2021 study in the Journal of Geriatric Physical Therapy showed that older adults who performed simple movement within 30 minutes of a high-protein meal experienced significantly better amino acid uptake into their muscles than those who remained still. Why? Because movement increases blood flow, helping deliver all those nutrients straight to your muscle cells. It also activates nerve endings, improves balance, and reawakens pathways that have gone quiet from too much sitting or too little use. Here's a simple routine you can try just 5 to 10 minutes. Even if you're still in your pajamas, march in place for 60 seconds, gently swinging your arms. Arm circles forward and backward 30 seconds in each direction. Seated leg lifts, lift 1 foot at a time while seated. Hold for 3 seconds. Repeat 10 times per leg. Wall push-ups, hands on the wall. Take a small step back. Gently lower your chest toward the wall. 8 to 10 reps. Side steps. Small steps left and right while keeping your balance. 1 minute total. Finish with some neck and shoulder rolls to relax and signal completion. That's it. It's enough to engage your muscles, increase circulation, and build a repeatable morning rhythm your body will begin to expect and crave. Even if you have joint pain or limited mobility, you can adapt the routine. Stay seated, go slower, focus on gentle range of motion rather than speed. Because what matters most is consistency, reminding your muscles every morning that they still matter, they still work, they're still part of your story. So don't wait to feel strong before you start moving. Start moving and strength will follow. In the next part, we'll look at some common mistakes that unknowingly sabotage your progress and how to avoid them so every step you're taking counts. Sometimes, even when we're doing all the right things, eating better, moving more, being intentional, we still don't feel the progress we expect. And often, it's not because of what you're doing, but because of a few small, silent habits working against you. So before we wrap up, let's talk about 5 common mistakes that quietly sabotage strength and recovery and how to avoid them. Mistake number 1. Skipping breakfast. Many older adults skip breakfast thinking it'll help with weight loss or give their digestion a break. But here's the truth. After a night of fasting, your muscles are in a breakdown state. They're literally pulling from their own tissue for energy. If you don't intervene with protein-rich, muscle-feeding food like black beans and eggs, your body will continue to burn muscle instead of fat. Eating within an hour of waking doesn't just stop the breakdown, it activates repair. Breakfast isn't just a meal at this stage of life, it's a signal to your body that it's safe to build. Mistake number 2, relying on multivitamins. Vitamins have their place, but they're not a replacement for real food. Most over-the-counter multivitamins aren't well absorbed by aging bodies, especially when taken on an empty stomach or without fat. They can also create a false sense of security, making you think you're covered, while your cells are still waiting for nourishment. Real food like beans, eggs, leafy greens, nuts is recognizable fuel. Your body knows exactly what to do with it. Mistake number 3, prolonged sitting. You could have the perfect breakfast and a strong walk in the morning, but if you spend the rest of your day sitting, your muscles begin to shut down. This is called sitting disease, and it's one of the biggest contributors to muscle atrophy in adults over 60. The fix? Simple. Set a timer. Every 30 to 45 minutes, stand, stretch, or walk a few steps. Even a minute of motion keeps your muscles active and responsive. Mistake number 4, eating late at night. Late night meals, especially heavy ones, interfere with your body's repair cycle. At night, your system is designed to regenerate, not digest. Eating too close to bedtime raises inflammation, disrupts sleep, and slows muscle recovery. Aim to finish dinner at least 2 to 3 hours before sleep, giving your body time to focus on healing. Mistake number 5, underhydration. Muscles are about 75% water. Even mild dehydration can lead to cramps, stiffness, poor recovery, and low energy. But many seniors avoid drinking water to cut down on bathroom trips. Instead of gulping down large amounts all at once, sip water gradually throughout the day. Add a pinch of sea salt or a slice of lemon to improve absorption and mineral balance. None of these fixes require massive effort. They're just tiny shifts in awareness, and when combined with that black bean breakfast and gentle movement, they create a foundation that's solid, sustainable, and strong. And now, we arrive at the final thought. What if your strength was never lost? What if it's just been waiting for you to remember, to rebuild, and to reclaim? Let's bring it all together in our closing. We've been told a certain story about aging, that it's a slow, steady decline, that weakness is inevitable, that feeling tired, unstable, or disconnected from your body is just part of getting older. But maybe that story was never really yours, because right now, today, you have the power to write a new one. Not with expensive programs or complicated routines, but with a $2 bean, a couple of soft-boiled eggs, and 10 minutes of gentle movement. That's it. That's the foundation. And for thousands of older adults, it's been enough to start feeling stronger again in just 14 days. Strength doesn't always come in dramatic leaps. Sometimes it comes quietly. The moment you stand up without pain, the first time you walk across the room without holding on to something, that deep breath you take, realizing you're not done yet, not even close. This isn't about turning back the clock. It's about giving your body the respect, the rhythm, and the nourishment it's been waiting for. So here's the new story of aging. Wake up and feed your muscles, not your doubts. Move, even just a little, with purpose. Say no to the habits that slowly chip away at your strength, and yes to the simple, consistent ones that restore it. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to start. And the beauty of it is your body will meet you there. It's listening. Every bite, every step, every quiet choice that says, I'm not done. I'm still rebuilding. I'm still strong. So let this be the first page of your new story. One where aging doesn't mean decline, it means rising again, with intention,